tonight from Detroit. The Red Sox can go to 40 games over 500. The Sox opened a post-All-Star schedule with a gritty 1-0 win last night with an all-around pitching performance. They play game number 100 coming up. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Detroit. The weather's holding off for now. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partner, Red Sox Hall of Famer Jerry Remy, Garen Austin, coming your way in just a moment. No J.D. Martinez in the lineup tonight, but Jerry Xander Bogaerts is. He's hitting third. He's been hot as a firecracker.
He's had a great year for the Red Sox. You know, most of the attention, as it should, goes to Mookie Betts and J.D. Martinez, but Bogaerts, he's been right there having a special year, and he had a great moment, of course, at Fenway Park last week when he hit the Grand Slam home run to give the Red Sox a win late in the ball game, as you can see at Fenway Park, and of course the ballpark went crazy. But when you look at his numbers, they are much better this year than they were all of last year. You put the numbers together, 148 games in 217. His average was 273. In 2018, in 80 games, he's 283. He's already got 16 home runs and might end up with 25 of them, and he's already beat his RBI total from a year ago. Right now, Bogaerts working on a 7-game hitting streak. And defensively, Dave, he's played a great shortstop, in my opinion. He's only made 5 errors all season.
And that's really where he has been a big star for the Red Sox, under the radar. J.D. Martinez, a star of stars this year, is mentioned not in the lineup because of that unkind meeting with the right field fence as he bounced off that 365 mark. A little bit sore. Garen will have more on his status when we come back to Detroit prior to game number 2, Sox and the Tigers. .com. Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Lexus and a Lexus Strikes Out Hunger Program. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. KM, together we grill. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Sox and Motown taking on the Tigers. Game number 2. Delighted to bring in Garen Austin for more on J.D. Martinez. He's 7 for 14 against tonight's starter, but not in the lineup, Garen.
That's right, OB. Well, J.D. Martinez has talked a lot about how much he loves his ballpark and said it's like coming home. And he's also talked about how much he's been looking forward to this series. So a little bit of a surprise that he was out of the lineup tonight. Martinez was walking around with a wrap around his middle in the clubhouse. Here's Alex Cora on with more.
Just a little bit sore. He ran into the wall yesterday, so kind of like yesterday, he wasn't feeling great after the game, so I decided to give him today. At the same time, you know, like,
assignment. Brian Johnson is on the mound for the second game of the series in Detroit. When we return, Dave O'Brien and Jerry Remy have the call. Stay with us.
Major League Baseball and the Red Sox. Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Your local New England Ford dealers. Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. And by Choose Nissan today. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Tell you what, the weather is a big hero at this point because the forecast throughout the afternoon and evening was pretty bad. Right now, we actually have a hint of some sunshine overhead, a little bit of blue sky, and completely dry. And this game ready to start on time at about 6 o'clock. The Tigers taking the field here behind the right-hander Mike Fiers. Once tossed a no-hitter for the Houston Astros 3 years ago. He can be very tough. He is a strike thrower. Here's the Red Sox lineup against him tonight, brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Mookie Betts to lead it off, hitting .354. Andrew Benintendi in left. Xander Bogaerts the shortstop. Mitch Moreland at first. Steve Pearce will be the DH. Rafael Devers returning from the DL. He's at third. Eduardo Nunez at second. Jackie Bradley in center. Blake Swihart does the catching and hits ninth against Fiers, who is 6-6 for the year and an ERA of 3.70.
Let's take a look at the Tigers defense. They are 6th in the league with 51 errors on the season. Jamie Candelario at third base. Jose Iglesias the shortstop. Nico Goodrum at second. And Ronnie Rodriguez the first baseman. Left to right Jacoby Jones, Leonis Martin, and Nicholas Castellanos. John Hicks doing the catching for Fiers.
Here are the umps tonight, brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Stu Shearwater behind the plate. Eric Cooper at first. Corey Blazer at second. Gary Siderstrom is the crew chief and the third base umpire. And the weather tonight is mentioned considerably better than we expected. Might just be the showers have passed on by. 73 degrees, cloudy skies, more thunderstorms in the forecast for tomorrow. The Red Sox do not come back to Detroit. They certainly don't want to have to play a doubleheader on a Sunday. This game beginning an hour earlier than last night. That might be a real blessing because more rain is in the forecast for about 10 o'clock tonight. With any luck, the ball game will be done by then. The Yankees did win. They held on by their fingernails today to beat the Mets 7-6, despite the bullpen imploding. Had a sizable lead. They almost gave it away. So as of this moment, the Red Sox have a 5-game lead coming into play tonight. Game number 100. Red Sox trying to go 70-30. And Mookie Betts, the #1 hitter in the majors, climbing in at .354 with 23 home runs. Striking one away.
First time the Red Sox have seen Fiers this year. He's pitched 3 games, 2 starts against him. Is 1-0 in his career against Boston.
Soft one in there at 72. The curveball landing.
Yeah, pretty good curveball right there. 12-6, excuse me, not 5-6.
Maybe 5.5 on occasion. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed. 92 miles an hour to put away Mookie Betts.
That's pretty quick. Fastball, curveball, and a rising fastball that time to get Mookie Betts, who was supposed to be away. It ends up back inside and high, actually out of the strike zone for the strikeout.
This guy does not have a blazing fastball, but he will do that with that four-seamer. He'll get you to chase it, and he piles up a lot of Ks. And yet not a guy who throws 97. Benintendi hitting right at 300.
If he gets that call too at the top of the strike zone, because he likes to go up there with the fastball.
Bogaerts on deck. And the 0-1. Chopper right there to Goodrum at second base. 2 up and 2 down. Now, you were raving about Xander Bogaerts and the season he has put together so far. Already more RBIs by 2 than he had all of last year. And you just get the feeling with Xander, he is moving into a phase of his career where he is such a more dangerous hitter than the last couple of years.
I would totally agree, Dave. I think that he's figured himself out as a hitter. You know, when to go to the opposite field, when to pull the ball, when to look to pull the ball. And I think he's done all those things this season.
.283, 16 home runs for Bogaerts, and a 7-game hitting streak. Our key matchup presented by Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. We're always here to get you there. Xander Bogaerts against the Tigers. Really good numbers. .339 in 27 games. Tends to score a lot of runs against the Tigers.
There's that fastball again. 2 of them in this at bat, both right at the top of the strike zone. And you wouldn't think a guy that throws 93 could live up there.
Take some guts. When you miss your spot, elevate a fastball and it's in the strike zone, especially the way guys like to lift these days, and launch the 0-2. He stays up there and he has a quick inning. The Red Sox go 1-2-3 here in the first. The left-hander Brian Johnson, 1 win, 2 losses, .420 earned run average. The lefty to take on Leonis Martin, the center fielder, as the Tigers bat for the first time, and that is going to be ball 1. Red Sox starter presented by New England Audi dealers. Johnson thrust into the rotation with injuries to Stephen Wright and Eduardo Rodriguez. He's been solid. Last 3 outings, he hasn't gone long enough for a win. Went 4 2/3. Most recently against Toronto, gave up 2 runs, 2 hits. He struck out 5.
Yeah, it seems like Cora, you know, he gets to that 80 pitch mark and he wants him out of there very quickly, and see if he can build on that a little bit after having a number of starts in a row. His only win of the season came in the very first game that he started. That was against Miami way back in March.
March, you say? That's when the season began, the month of March. That one pop foul by Martin. This is a team that strikes out an awful lot. The Red Sox struck out the Tigers 11 times last night, par for the course for Detroit. They've fanned 239 times in their last 26 games. And that's how the night begins. Johnson fans Martin looking. Here's the Tiger lineup brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. Goodrum is next. Castellanos in right. John Hicks the catcher. Victor Martinez, an old friend, the DH. Candelario at third base. Rodriguez at first. Iglesias, former Red Sox shortstop, bats 8th. And Jacoby Jones is in left field. Jones is the guy that smoked the shot that Martinez made that wonderful running and then kind of leaping catch up against the right field fence last night. Man, did he pay a price. A day off today for JD, and as Alex Cora told Guerin, part of that, and I think a big part of it, is he didn't have an all-star break, and the rest is welcome. But he took a shot up against that wall, right up against that 365 mark.
You know what was interesting? The day that the Red Sox traveled here to Detroit, the day, you know, after they got back from the All-Star game, both Mookie Betts and JD Martinez, where were they found prior to the bus leaving to go to the airport? In the batting cage. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't even take a day off from swinging the bat.
Two on the way. Foul tipped in the mitt and held by Swihart to complete the K. Back-to-back strikeouts.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They're second in the American League with 46 errors on the season. Rafael Devers at third base, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop, Eduardo Nunez at second, and Mitch Moreland the first baseman. Benintendi, Bradley Jr., Betts in the outfield, and Swihart doing the catching for Johnson.
Castellanos to climb in 304, 15 home runs. Bases empty, 2 down, no score in the first inning. Heck of a catch last night by JD Martinez. I thought his best in a Red Sox uniform, smashing into that 365 marker. Left a divot in that wall out there into the padded fence.
Now, the thing that concerned me about that catch was his left shoulder. You know, it looked like he face planted the wall and then hit that left shoulder very hard on it, but apparently just soreness today.
I was shocked he held on to the baseball.
Yes.
After that thumping hit. Great play. Red Sox needed it because they would go on to win 1-0 with a first inning run holding up, and gained a full game on the Yankees. Here's the 3-0. Castellanos taken all the way. First 2 men have struck out. Ron Gardenhire was talking about all their strikeouts after last night. The manager said, we strike out a lot. It's just a young group of hitters facing good teams, and we know it's going to be difficult. 3-1 fills up the count.
That's what you don't expect right there as a young hitter. Again, a breaking ball on a fastball count. 3 balls, 1 strike. He goes with the curveball. Let's get a swing and miss.
Johnson trying to strike out the side in the first inning. Red Sox pitched so well last night. Roller to third. Devers tested for the first time coming off the DL. Close, and he got him. 1, 2, 3 they go, and a nice beginning for Brian Johnson tonight. button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit copper2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV.
Buenas noches, amigos.
There it is.
It's getting Texas why it didn't happen.
Yeah, me too. Base hit the other way by Mitch Moreland on the very first pitch he gets from Fires. The Red Sox have their first base runner tonight.
As sees a couple of strikeouts in the first inning, so he jumps on that first fastball he sees and defeats the shift to the left side of the infield. First pitch down, actually almost out of the strike zone, but some good hitting right there by Mitch Moreland.
Mitch came in at 273 with 11 home runs. And it'll send up Steve Pearce, who drove in the only Red Sox run last night. Goes after the first pitch and he floats it to left. Jones charging on and he'll make the catch. Bit of a jump there to haul that one in for the first out. So Pearce very aggressive. Red Sox made that one-run hold up behind a really strong outing out of David Price and a terrific outing by the bullpen too.
It was all pitching last night in that game, and especially for the Red Sox.
Now Rafael Devers, 241, 14 homers. He's driven in 48, coming off the DL tonight. Recovering from shoulder inflammation, the left shoulder. He went back home to the Dominican. He hit at the Dominican Academy. Got some more treatment. Alex Cora wanted to see him hit a little bit more, take some more ground balls today. Pronounced him fit, ready to roll again. It's fair to say, Jerry, that he was slumping at the time where that shoulder flared up, and the timing for the Red Sox, for Cora, the organization, most importantly for the 21-year-old third baseman, seemed right to sit him for the 10-day DL.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, Dave. You don't like to see a guy get hurt, but it was a good time for him to get some time off. Wrap it around the All-Star break, come back off the DL now. He's had plenty of rest. He's still young, 21 years old, getting used to a major league schedule.
Batting out of the 6 hole tonight with Martinez resting. '93 with that fastball from Fires. 32-year-old out of Pompano Beach, Florida. Mentioned he tossed a no-hitter for the Houston Astros in 2015. He was part of their World Series rotation last year. And a cut and a miss. Devers down swinging. The third strikeout already for Fires, and 2 gone for the Sox.
It's interesting. The velocity gun doesn't light up, but it looks like the fastball does light up when it gets to home plate. I mean, we're getting him at 93 miles an hour. A lot of those pitches are up in the zone. That was 92, but it looks a lot harder than that coming out of his hand.
Wayne Nunez to climb in. At 252, 6 home runs for Eduardo. The ballpark he is fond of. He's a 309 lifetime hitter here at Comerica Park. Had a really nice crowd here last night, about 34,000. Pushed along by the Red Sox being in town. Plenty of Sox fans on hand from the Midwest. Little dribbler to short. Iglesias on to first. Close play. Bang, bang, but he got him. He does have a flair defensively, and the Red Sox are strand 1. Manny Machado went to the Dodgers. Text 1 for yes, 2 for no. That one wrapped to short. Xander Bogaerts off the backhand. On target to retire Hicks, 1 away. So text 1 for yes, 2 for no. Are you disappointed Manny Machado went to the Dodgers? Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. 1 message per vote.
I'm not disappointed at all when he went to the Dodgers.
Nor am I.
Well, we got 2 votes so far.
I have a feeling that's going to be overwhelming. He went to Los Angeles, and I think he was on base 4 times last night, his first game with the Dodgers. They're delighted to have him. I just didn't feel like the Orioles were at all eager to trade him inside the American League, let alone the AL East. Traded him about as far away as they could. Martinez, 228, 4 home runs. Difficult year for Victor.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind, right?
And he can't do any damage.
Go across the country. Play in the other league.
Many believe that with that trade, the Dodgers became the favorite to win the National League. They are 54-43. They have a game-and-a-half lead on Arizona. 1-2. Wrapped to third, backing up for the hop. Devers. That's a lengthy throw. He's going to skip it, and it gets by Moreland. Backed up by Swihart. Back to first base is Martinez.
That probably goes an error on Devers, because if he makes the good accurate throw to first base, he's got him in plenty of time. It's always a little bit dangerous when the infielder's got to back up like that. Then he bounces to first base and he gets by Moreland. It's about as far as a third baseman has to make a throw like that, but he knew he didn't get enough on it.
That's his 20th error. Martinez safe at first base, so that's their first base runner. Jeimer Candelario, the third baseman, 226, 13 home runs. Has some power. Acquired from the Cubs last July. And he impressed Detroit with a 27-game audition. He hit .330. Not been able to keep that up in the following year.
Well, a lot of times guys come up, have very early success, and they find a weakness. And when they find the weakness, you've got to adjust to it.
Line shot, but a foul ball off the chalk. Yeah, how many times have we seen that? Guys come up out of the minor leagues, phenoms. They tear the cover off the ball for 2 weeks until they see an opponent for the second time.
Exactly. It doesn't take long for word to get around, on young players. And, then the good ones, they make the adjustment and they continue to have success. Some of them takes a while.
Boy, I'll tell you, when they find that weakness, whatever it might be,
they're going to wear it out.
It's bloodthirsty. But it's big league baseball. Here's the 2-1. That's going to be a fair ball down the line to the corner. Benintendi giving chase to cut it. Martinez into second base, and he'll stop there. Candelario wanted to keep on going to second base, but he's got Victor in front of him. Clogging the bases, so first and second on a base hit.
I'm surprised Victor Martinez didn't go to third on this, because there's no way that was going to be caught. Everybody knew that. And watch Martinez. He gets a very slow break off first base, and he doesn't run well, obviously, anymore. But no, not even thinking about going to third base on that. That should be a first and third situation.
Ronnie Rodriguez, first baseman now, hitting just a .196. It's their first hit against the left-hander. I mean, Candelario wanted desperately to get to second. I think it should have been second and third.
Oh, absolutely.
He was ready to run right up Martinez back. So Johnson caught a break there.
As a hitter, when you hit a ball like that, it's probably going to be a double, but then you check the man in front of you and you see, no, he's not going to make third base, so I better get back.
So one away. No score in the second. Rodriguez recently had an 0 for 22. They have a lot of hitters in the lineup who have suffered pretty lengthy skids. He's one of them. Candelario, the guy just singled, he's had a couple of them, like 1 for 30s.
That's a lot of bad days in a row.
Oh, yeah. Well, Tigers lost 98 games last year. They let go Brad Ausmus, the manager. They hired a very capable guy in Ron Gardenhire, but there's only so much he can do. And of course, he doesn't have Miguel Cabrera. Some of the older stars are fading. The younger guys are taking their lumps. That's the transition they're in. Waved at and missed. Down he goes. 75-mile-an-hour curveball. Let's go down to Guerin.
Hi, OB. Well, when Brock Holt got hurt yesterday, it did not look good. He was on the ground and clearly in a lot of pain. I talked to Holt earlier in the clubhouse, and he said it was just an accident. It was just kind of a weird play. He said he got hit with the spikes right in the funny bone. He said he's still a little sore, but he's feeling a lot better today, and he does not anticipate that he'll miss a lot of time. He said the timing's a little bit tough, guys, because everybody is just so excited to be back after the break. But Corey said that they anticipate that Holt will be back in the lineup on Monday in Baltimore. Guys.
All right, Guerin, thank you very much. It did not look good initially. You know, your first fear was he did something to the knee. Iglesias, the batter, and I know you still have scars from spikes.
Yeah, many of them. You know, when I was asking him about that today, I said, you know, it looked like your knee at first, and he said, no, the knee never really got touched. He said, I banged it on the ground. It was the spikes, and when the spikes got me, the rest of my leg went numb.
Like a funny bone.
As the play last night, and you can see how the spikes come up and clip him. It's not an intentional slide right there by any means. But Brock Holt, you know, trying to get out of the way, and then he said he just couldn't feel from like his knee down.
So like getting hit by a pitch right on that funny bone on the elbow. That's what he said it was like. Much better today.
I did a little light running today, and you know, nowhere near 100%, but at least got the moving a little bit.
Well, Johnson trying to get out of this in the second inning with 2 down and 2 on. Iglesias 265, 2 home runs. He's a guy that Dustin Pedroia really tried to take under his wing in his time with the Red Sox when Iglesias was just coming up through the system. Teach him the ropes a little bit. He's always been a flamboyant guy. Plays with flash and dash out there at short. He can turn some marvelous double plays. 2-2. Hard hit and over the leaping Devers down the line. That's going to bring in a run. Martinez will score. Candelario powering around third, and he's going to score 2 on a 2-base hit by Iglesias against his old ball club. And the Tigers grab a 2-0 lead. RBIs 35 and 36 for Iglesias.
That is the 5th time that he has faced Brian Johnson. He's now 3 for 5 against him. Gets what looked to be a fastball at 88 miles an hour inside and just pulled it right down that left field line. And, well, no problem here scoring Martinez. And no problem scoring that second run.
So Detroit quickly in front here. That'll bring up the number 9 man, Jacoby Jones. 212 with 7 homers. 2 hits in the inning. Candelario with a base hit. Iglesias with the double. And poke foul. Become overcast again here in downtown Detroit.
I think we're in for one of those nights.
I think you may be right. Because these clouds are hanging low. 1-1 pitch. Flying into right field. Mookie Betts has that measured. And that will retire the side. But the Tigers pounce and they take a 2-0 lead. Top of the third inning, Red Sox trailing 2-0 here in Detroit. Jackie Bradley will lead things off here against Fiers. Then Blake Swihart, top of the order, Mookie Betts to follow. Detroit getting a 2-run double from Iglesias off of Brian Johnson. Inning that began innocently enough, but then Victor Martinez reached on the error by Devers, his 20th. Red Sox as a team have committed only 47. Jackie 210. He's hit 6 home runs. He rested last night against a left-hander. In play, Iglesias will charge that from the right side and get him. 1 up, 1 down.
Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings live right after the game. Adam, Jim, and Lenny will break down the key plays of the game. And you'll hear from Brian Johnson and Alex Cora. Who but WB Mason celebrating over 20 years of same-day delivery.
Sends up Swihart, switch hitting catcher, 207, no home runs. A little hitting streak going right now, 5 consecutive games. Sox are 13-1 in their last 14. A very similar stretch to when the Red Sox went 17-2 in April.
Fiers missed in a couple of changeups in this inning. One to Bradley, one there to Swihart. Little two-seam fastball that time to the outside part of the plate. Got a variety of pitches.
Walks very rare for him. Less than 2 per 9. Which ranks 5th in the American League. So usually in that strike zone.
Yeah, that ball was not in the strike zone. Got called a strike.
Maybe by reputation.
Reputation strike.
Hitters just love those. Love them. 3-1. Right through it. Blake behind the plate tonight. Sandy Leon handling the pitching staff last night to the Red Sox 10th shutout. And that's going to be ball 4. Very patient at bat for Blake. Ace Ticket is Boston's trusted source for tickets to all Red Sox games and concerts at Fenway. The prices and service are better than you can imagine. Go to aceticket.com right now. Here's Mookie Betts for the second time. He's looking for his first hit in the series. 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. 0 for 4 with a walk last night. That did extend his streak of reaching base to 20 in a row. And over that span, those 20 games, his on base percentage is .511. Hitting over 400.
Swihart that time had a very big lead out at first base. Had to dive back on the pickoff attempt.
Back again.
Yeah, a little quicker move that time by Fiers, realizing that Swihart's way out there.
A succession of guys that Alex Cora, if he chooses to, he can do some things with. Swihart, Betts, Benintendi.
I mean, that's as big a lead right there that Swihart takes as Mookie Betts takes at first base. That's a real big lead.
A ball and a strike to Mookie Betts. Swihart not running. There's a high fly down the left field line. And he pushed that one into the corner and foul. Mookie, the #1 hitter in the major leagues. This youngster made a play with the glove. Big cheer going up He's on the big board.
Loudest ovation of the night.
Put his picture up on the giant scoreboard here at Comerica. And a 1-2. Socked into center field. Our team backing up. He's got plenty of space out there. So that'll be the second out with Benintendi approaching the plate.
Do you want Bruins Fan Fest to visit your hometown? Tell us why using hashtag Bruins Tour on Twitter or Instagram for your chance to win the Bruins Fan Fest contest and bring the Bruins to your hometown.
I not only want the Bruins coming to my hometown of Rye, New Hampshire, I want Jack Edwards to bring me coffee and a bagel in the morning. And I'd invite Jack in to talk hockey.
Don't be surprised if he shows up.
We know people who can make that happen, don't we? You and I? You do.
I think Jack can just make it happen himself if he's listening to the game.
I hope he
He'll
is.
come off the road trip and he'll be there waiting for you.
Yep. Nice tall one. Cream and sugar. The 1-0 to Benintendi. He has grounded out to second. 0 for 1 tonight. 2-0 Detroit. Red Sox with a base runner and Swihart, who has not attempted to steal yet since taking ball 4. Benintendi scored the only run last night in the 1-0 win on Steve Pearce's double in the first inning. Sox are 46-5 when they score the first run. But trailing early tonight. Slicer foul. The catch is being made everywhere here at Comerica in the stands.
Ooh, very, very nice. Reaching over his head like he was grabbing a rebound.
2 hands.
And isn't she impressed?
2-2. Long wait, now time granted. Sox with 1 hit so far. Mitch Moreland with a base hit in the second inning, but nothing came of that. And Fires working with a runner going, and it's flicked foul. So Swihart was in motion.
He picked the right pitch too. He got that curveball, that kind of slow curveball that he features. But of course, with 2 strikes, Benintendi has to swing if he thinks it's a strike. And just barely fouling it off, but a good pitch to go on for Swihart.
They'll do it again. Runner takes off again. Here's the throw down. The tag. He's safe. Blake Swihart beat it. They figured that was a matter of time before he'd get down there to second. A theft. Two-way.
He picked 2 good pitches. The curveball the first time, and I think this last pitch was a changeup. And he had a very good jump that time. High throw, quick tag, but safe at second base with the feet for a slide. So unusual.
It's so unusual. You mention it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you just don't see it anymore.
Everybody else diving into the bag. Benintendi with an RBI opportunity. Lunging, flicks a foul again.
Fouled off a very, very tough pitch right there. Change up away. Probably not a strike, but couldn't take it.
He's been terrific with men in scoring position all season long. 363 to lead the ball club. And a payoff pitch. And a good take for ball 4. So a couple of walks in the inning by Fires. That's out of character. Nesson is proud to support the Men's Warehouse Suit Drive in July. When you make a donation of gently used professional clothing at any Men's Warehouse, You help unemployed men and women look their very best as they re-enter the workforce. Learn more at mwsuitdrive.com. So Sox down 2-0. Going to have to do it tonight without J.D. Martinez. Xander Bogaerts, a good place to start. 7-game hitting streak for Xander. 0 for 1 this evening with a strikeout. His last 12 games, he's been the Red Sox top RBI man with 20 runs batted in. And fires a little bit wild in this inning.
Big outfield here in Detroit, especially center field. 420 straightaway center.
He'll look at a strike. Slider right on the corner. Orioles lost again today. Toronto beat them. That's 71 defeats for Baltimore. That's the Red Sox next stop on this road trip. Here's the 1-1. 2-1. Orioles stars Adam Jones and Chris Davis got stuck in a hotel elevator after the game yesterday. Took quite some time to get them out. That's been going around.
Yeah, and it certainly has. Very unusual.
2-1. Up the middle. Goodrum will plant and fire and get him at first base. Red Sox with a threat, but nothing comes of that. Still 2-0 Detroit. '13 champions, game number 100 that year. The Red Sox would beat the Yankees in 11. Mike Napoli with a walk-off home run off Adam Warren to send everybody home happy at Fenway Park. I should say so. Still remember that one. And I remember a home run that Napoli hit in the postseason in the ALCS right here off of Verlander in a huge win in that series, obviously, but I don't think it's landed yet. Just crushed it out there to center. Left center. Off of Verlander, the 1-0. High, deep drive into right field. That one carrying way, way back. Deep to right. Betts there leaping at the wall. Mookie Betts made the catch. He caught the ball. Mookie with a leaping play right at the fence.
Oh, did he ever time that perfectly? I mean, it was hit so high that he didn't have to rush back for the baseball. He could glide back, check how much room he's got, and stand there and get some ups. And he got a plenty of ups on that.
That ball is gone.
You know, if he's at full speed, he doesn't get that ball. He got there so early, he had a chance to plant himself and jump up to make the catch.
Perfectly timed. You can't do it better than that. And stole a home run from Martin. Would have been his 10th. So Mookie has taken away at least 3 of those this season. Shot into left center field, but Bradley on the move, and Jackie will run that one down. And I think when you talk about the MVP, and I know there's been a lot of discussion about Trout and Mookie and Trout, to me this is the separator. What a great defender he is. Mike Trout is a fine defender. He's won a Gold Glove, but Mookie's on a different planet defensively.
Yeah, it's so tough. You know, both are such great players. We get the benefit of watching Mookie play every single day and see all the wonderful things that he can do on a baseball field. It's just, it amazes guys who were average players like me. You know, to be able to watch a superstar player do the things that he can do on a baseball field.
Well, this really is the season he's emerged as exactly that, a superstar. Put himself on a different plateau, robbing Martin of a home run. Recently did that at Fenway Park, going up against the bullpen fence. 2 down, bases empty, and a count 2-1 on Castellanos.
Castellanos is not getting fastballs and fastball counts. He's getting the curveball from Johnson. It's twice it's happened in this game tonight.
2-0 Detroit. Certainly looked like it was about to be 3-0, but denied by Mookie Betts. That one ripped over the leaping Bogarts for a base hit, so they've hit some shots in the inning. For Brian Johnson, a base runner here in front of John Hicks. Hicks is 0 for 1. He is grounded out to short. Tigers over the years have had, most recently, some really good ball clubs, especially when Jim Leland was here as the manager. They won 93 or more 3 times when he was here, and for most of his 8 seasons at the helm for the Tigers, they were a serious challenger. Talked about them reaching the ALCS against the Sox in 2013. Before falling in 6 games, they went on to the World Series in 2012. They went to the ALCS in 2011. Also went to the World Series in 06. But they never won it all in that stretch. Those were heady days here in Motown. They had Miguel Cabrera in his prime, Victor Martinez, Justin Verlander, they had Max Scherzer.
Rick Porcello.
Really good ball clubs. You're right. Very good pitching teams. Very tough. Ground ball deep short. Bogarts will fire on to second for the Forest to retire the side, but Mookie Betts takes back a home run in right field. 2-0 Tigers. Chevy dealers in the Chevy Silverado.
Well, that ball left the bat. It looked to be a home run until Mookie Betts got there and had a chance to leap for it. And once he did, he made the catch. Took it right back in the ballpark.
We all do that, don't we? Just shaking our heads at his array of skills. Moreland got jammed. He pops it up on the infield to begin the 4th inning, and Iglesias will make that catch. On the way, Red Sox looking for some offense. They're down 2-0. So far have only 1 hit against the right-hander Mike Fiers. Pierce will be next. He has fly to left on the first pitch. Fiers a guy who works pretty quickly and gets his outs fast. He needed only 8 pitches to get through the 1st inning. Sun's come back out a little bit. In and out.
Some clouds off behind the big scoreboard, but nothing threatening right now.
I'm going to take your word for that. Be back to Jerry for the 5-day in the next half hour. Here's the 1-0.
You know me, Mr. Glass half full.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Mr. Sunshine. I'm glad you see it my way. The 2-0 up and in. Devers on deck. Well, it's a Sale day tomorrow. Chris Sale, the all-star starter, 10-4 with the lowest ERA in the American League, most strikeouts in baseball, taking on left-hander Blaine Hardy. That was another walk here by Fiers. Red Sox have not taken advantage yet, but he's walked 3 men.
Tomorrow at noon, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. Adam, Jim, and Lenny will preview the Tigers series finale. And it also will be the Red Sox season finale against the Tigers.
Yep, final game between these two. Devers 0 for 1 with a strikeout tonight. Fiers has already tied his season high for walks. Only the 4th inning. Nunez on deck. Here's not a big lead at first.
Not a good pitch to hit right there. Fastball right down in his zone. Low fastball for Devers. Let's see if they go back upstairs with a high fastball. With the 2 strikes. Devers would like to have that one back again.
Yeah, for a left-hand hitter, so we love it. 330 down the right field line. Garrett Camarca, 345 down the left field line. David Ortiz like to hit them out there toward right center. Rising fastball. Devers could not contain himself. He fans for the 2nd time. 2 away.
You know, we were talking about it earlier, Dave, about finding weaknesses, you know, in swings. And, you know, obviously one for Devers is the high fastball. When they get ahead, they go upstairs. And that, until he stops swinging at those pitches with 2 strikes, they're going to keep throwing them. Goes up around letter high, a little bit higher than that, and he has a very difficult time staying off that pitch. It's just a pattern that he's gotten himself into that everybody knows.
Nunez 0 for 1. He has rattled one short, trying to squeak that one through, but Goodrum gets there. Off balance, he puts him away. That's all for the Red Sox. 1 man left. Quality Franks for all you Sox fans. Pick up KM Fenway Franks at your grocer today. KM, together we grill. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin from Detroit. 2-0 Tigers. To the bottom of the fourth inning. They'll bring up Martinez, Candelario, and Rodriguez. This is the part of the order that did damage against the left-hander in the second inning, producing the 2 runs, including Jose Iglesias with a 2-run double. And a fly ball into left center. Bogart's out, coming on Benintendi. Andrew Benintendi, 1 away. Mentioned that the Red Sox have won each of Johnson's last 9 starts. That might surprise some people. It's actually tied for the longest streak by a Red Sox pitcher in the last 10 seasons. David Price did it in 2016.
And he's only got 1 to his credit.
1-2 record coming in. Candelario to base hit and a run in the second inning. Mentioned he was with the Cubs before they dealt him last July here. He represented the Cubs in the 2016 Futures All-Star Game, which is a terrific showcase. The game's broadcast every year. A lot of the Red Sox young talent has come through that ball game. Oh. 2-1. Rodriguez, the on-deck hitter. Tantalizing curveballs. He's thrown a lot of them tonight. That one at 75.
That was a back ankle curveball right there.
Working with Blake Swihart behind the plate. And the 2-2 from Johnson. Poked to short. Snagged by Bogarts. Long throw. Close. He's safe. Well, just to make it that close, Bogarts did a heck of a job. And Candelario is safe at first base.
That's a heck of a play by Bogarts. And he got enough on the throw to get it all the way across the diamond in the air. But take a look. The Red Sox may be taking a peek at this. We'll see, but I think they got to let it go. Yeah, safe at first base. No question about it.
Second hit tonight for Candelario. Infield single has him on in front of Rodriguez, who whiffed his first time up. Red Sox at the moment a season high 39 over 500. Playing game number 100 this evening. In a season that is flying by. That one ripped toward the alley. That's going to drop down on the grass out there. Bradley to cut it into third safely. Candelario, he'll stop there. Rodriguez not going to base hit. They're on at first and third.
Yeah, struck him out with a curveball back in the second inning, but this time he gets the curveball and puts on a line in that gap in right center field. His curveball hangs up a little bit. Yeah, right up around letter high. And that's probably the worst curveball he's thrown tonight. Most have been very good. They got Iglesias who did some damage back in the second inning coming to the plate.
Yeah, 2-run double for the former Red Sox shortstop. Trying to repeat that. Swing and a miss for strike one. Iglesias 1 for 4 with a strikeout last night in the Red Sox 1-0 win. He's in a hole 0-2. One thing Jose has been doing this year is running more. He has 12 stolen bases.
He's always had good speed.
Tried to go the other way, fouled it off. Jacoby Jones on deck. Tigers striking for a pair in the second inning off the bat of Iglesias. On the corners, Johnson looking for a ground ball. Game 3 tomorrow afternoon at 1:10. Chris Sale going after his 11th win, and the Red Sox head for Baltimore. And 3 games with the Orioles, who are starting to break it up with the trade of Manny Machado to the Dodgers. Been a lot of talk about Zach Britton maybe being on the move now that he's healthy again. Maybe Adam Jones. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Wouldn't chase it. So it's Candelario on at third, Rodriguez at first. One, two. Did he hold up? Home plate umpire said no. That's a swing and a miss. Iglesias wanted the appeal to go to Cooper at first base, but Sherwater at home plate said no. You swung the bat. And down he goes.
Now let's take a look from the side. Did Iglesias go on this? Ooh, that's very close. Every pitcher wants it. We've seen worse than that. Not call swings.
Sure have.
Nice block by Swihart too behind the plate. That breaking ball down in the dirt.
So a strikeout of Iglesias brings up the 9-man. Jones 0 for 1 with a fly to right.
Every time he comes to the plate, I don't give him 4 pitches. I mean, he swings. It's amazing if he goes by 4 pitches.
They lead at first and third, 2 away. And he's in the hole, 0-2.
That's 2 pitches.
Johnson looking to get through the 4th inning without another run. He did not offer. That time they do appeal to Cooper. He said no swing. Leonis Martin on deck. 5 hits for Detroit. Sox have only 1 in their first 4 innings of hitting against Mike Fiers tonight. So far, a quiet start to the second part of the schedule for the Red Sox. Offensively, here's the 1-2 over to first and back in Rodriguez.
A little check over there just in case they try a 2-out double steal.
To third. Upward Devers to second base in time to retire the side.
4 pitches.
You called it. 2-0 Detroit. See if they figured anything out on a veteran right-hander who has a career losing record. He's 48-53 lifetime. Best season 2 years ago when he went 11-8. And he has survived 3 bases on balls in this one. Out of the norm for him. Jackie Bradley's 0 for 1. He has rolled to second. And Swihart and Mookie Betts, who has stolen a home run this evening in right field. Otherwise, it would be 3-0 Tigers. Red Sox have had 2 superb defensive plays in right in this series. JD Martinez last night crashing into the wall. And Mookie with a leaping catch to rob the homer. Now 3-1 on JBJ.
Trying to pick up that outside corner, just missing a little bit out away from Jackie.
High fly ball center field, hit well. Martin backing up though. There's so much space out there, and he's got it. And there's one big outfield, one man gone.
That has to be so frustrating. You hit a ball that well, and there's still plenty of room to the warning track.
Like you got to hit it twice. Swihart took a walk and stole a base in the 3rd inning. He was left stranded. Red Sox have left 4 men on base. Trying to run his hitting streak to 6 in a row. Only Red Sox hit, and Mitch Moreland single. So you can see how a guy like Fiers, who does not have overly impressive lifetime numbers, can throw a no-hitter. And Swihart looked bad on that one as he swings and misses for strike 3. Tough at bat.
And he likes to move that fastball around, you know, outside, up high. Not too many down. The one that was down was DeMol, and he hit it for a base hit. Most of those fastballs are up underneath the swing.
Two up, 2 down in the Sox 5th inning. Brings up Mookie Betts, who has struck out and lined out to center. 0 for 6 so far in the series. Came in with a 23-point batting lead over Jose Altuve. Also leading the majors in slugging percentage, OPS. He is 2nd in on-base percentage, just 6 points behind Mike Trout in that category. And providing yet another highlight tonight. Here's the 2-1. High pop-up, sky-high foul off third base. Candelario over to give it a look, but that's over the netting.
That was a change-up that time that had Betts way out in front of that pitch.
Two from Fiers. Mookie attempting to run his on-base streak to 21 consecutive games. Fiers looking for a 1-2-3 inning.
Like a slider away.
He's run it full. If he walks him, it'll be the 4th time he's walked a man. Mookie Betts fans of all ages. And a payoff pitch. He hangs in there. So another lengthy at bat by the Red Sox leadoff man.
Yeah, very few fastballs to Mookie. I mean, he struck him out on a fastball in the first inning. He got him to fly out on a fastball in the third, but this time it's been sliders, changeups, mixing it up, really mixing it up. Curveballs.
Fires is a cagey one. Here's the 3-2. And a base hit into left. Mookie right through the hole between Candelario and Iglesias, and the Red Sox have a base runner with 2 down.
Yeah, tried the fastball again, but that time he does not win the battle with Mookie Betts. Mookie wins it by getting that ground ball between third and short on the fastball. He showed him everything else, and he finally tries to put him away with that two-seamer right there, but the top spin ground ball gets a man at first base and 2 outs. Mookie's probably wondering, do you still have that fastball in your arsenal? Because I haven't seen any in this at bat.
He's 1 for 3 tonight. Benintendi now grounded to second, and he's taking a walk. 2 away. Benintendi last night, he singled twice, walked, and he also scored a run. One of 6 hitters in the majors with at least 100 hits, 50 RBI, and 15 stolen bases. An all-around year. Here comes the 0-1. Here's a base hit, socked into right field. Mookie taking a turn. He's heading for third. He's going to reach easily. First and third. So back-to-back hits for the Red Sox for the first time tonight off fires.
Yeah, you know, and Benintendi, who has seen a lot of curveballs in this game, finally gets one that he can handle for the base hit. The Red Sox trying to do some damage here with 2 outs.
Well, trying to get on board on that scoreboard for just the second time in the series. Sends up Xander Bogaerts. He has struck out and grounded to second. 7-game hitting streak for the Sox shortstop. Excellent speed on the bases with 2 down. And a strike. One area where Xander has really separated himself from a year ago, with men in scoring position, he's not settling for that base hit to right field. In fact, he has 20 extra base hits with runners in scoring position and leads the major leagues. Really been driving it. He's in the hole though, 0-2. Red Sox need to win to maintain a 5.5-game lead over the Yankees, who struggled but held off the Mets today 7-6 in an afternoon tilt. Fires with the 0-2. And down he goes. Went with a fastball off the plate, and he struck him out. Red Sox ran 2. Red Sox had an opportunity there with 2 down base hits by Betts and Benintendi, but Bogaerts just struck out. So could not push across a run. Martin leading off the inning, and he hits a high pop over short. Bogaerts backpedaling, Bradley coming on, and Jackie calls him off to take it. Martin, the man who was robbed of the home run by Mookie Betts earlier tonight. Let's get out of Guerin.
Obie, Jerry, everyone on this team was excited to watch Mitch Moreland play in the All-Star game, but no one was more excited than his #1 fan, PJ Trojanowski. PJ is a 7-year-old we met in Texas who'd been battling cancer, and Mitch sent her videos to brighten her spirits. PJ is in remission now, but guys, this time PJ sent Mitch a video congratulating him for making the All-Star team. And during the All-Star game, when everyone stood up to cancer in the ballpark, Mitch held up a sign with PJ's name on it, and her dad told me she was so excited. And guys, they clearly have a very special friendship. And she said that when this team makes the World Series, that's when she's going to send me another video.
All right, so extra motivation there.
Yes.
He's a really good dude. Great clubhouse guy, great teammate. Red Sox all rave about him. Breaking ball in the dirt here on Goodrum, who has struck out and fly to center. Red Sox after tonight will be making the turn to the final 62, and Goodrum is down hacking. And a quick 2 out here in the 5th. Nesson's backyard ballpark contest is back. Think yours is in a league of its own? We'll upload a short video of your backyard ballpark to NESN.com/ballparks by September 3rd, and we're going to pick a winner. Jerry and I will host a private party for friends and family at the winner's home field. This is the first time that Jerry's hearing about this, but he's on board. Nesson's backyard ballpark, presented by Lighthouse Construction.
Absolutely. The last time we did that, we had a ball.
You and I have done it a couple of times, and in fact, the first time we did it, the winner, and I think you were the one that chose the winner, was literally in my backyard.
Exactly. You didn't have far to travel to get there.
Like 30 seconds, got in the car right down the street.
Right. Got preferred parking.
I did. And a hot dog. It's great. 0-1 on the ground. Bogaerts will scoop and retire Castellanos. Very good inning for Johnson. 1-2-3 they go. Tickets, 77 pitches through 5. He's allowed 2 unearned runs. Hasn't walked anybody. Waiting for the offense to help out a little bit. Mitch Moreland, 3rd time around now against Fires as we go to the 6th inning. Smith with a single and a pop up to second. He has one of just 3 Red Sox hits thus far. And the 0-1. Continues to live with that high heater right on the edge of the strike zone.
Yeah, exactly right. Right up top, and a lot of them away from the hitters. Looks like they want to go up again.
Fly ball routinely hit to left. Jones in a bit near the line. And gone in the Red Sox 6th.
Tonight after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, we'll have a full recap of tonight's Sox game plus highlights from around Major League Baseball. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank, where the technology is as helpful as the people.
Steve Pearce trying to get it going. He's flied to left and taking a walk tonight. Here's the .327 for the year, 5 home runs. His was the game-winning double in the very first inning last night. Since he came on board in the trade from Toronto, his batting average is .433 with 6 RBI. And a really nice fit. Here's the 1-1. Fiers has faced the Red Sox 3 times in his career. He's pitched pretty well against Boston. 1-0 record. .276 ERA. Last time was June of last year. He went 7 innings. He gave up just 1 run. No decision. He has fallen behind 3-1 on Pearce, though. And if he walks Steve here, it'll be a season high in walks for Fiers. Would be his 4th. Popped him up a mile in the air down the left field line. Very playable. Jones coming in, creeping across the foul line. And there are 2 down. Time of the carrying the freight moment brought to you by Old Dominion. Back to 2004. Manny Ramirez in one of those Manny moments cut off the throw from his fellow outfielder Johnny Damon. And with that assistance, David Newhan notched an inside the park home run. One of those Manny being Manny moments. Old Dominion, the official freight carrier, Major League Baseball and the Red Sox.
I got to tell you, I've been doing this a long time, and that's one of the funniest things that I've ever seen happen in a baseball game.
Yeah.
That was probably the greatest play Manny has ever made in a Red Sox uniform on that cutoff.
You watch it today, you still can't stop laughing.
I can remember that like it was yesterday.
14 years ago. What a great hitter.
I don't know where Johnny was throwing it either.
Right. Devers knocks a foul. He has struck out twice in this one. So-called idiots. What a fun group to watch.
Oh, they were fabulous, especially when you had stuff like that happen on the field and still continue to go on and win.
Base is empty, 2 down, and a 1-2. Stroked into right field, base hit. Rafael Devers is on with a 2-out single here in the 6th.
Yeah, finally got something other than a fastball. Gave him a curveball that time that he's able to hook out into the right field for the base hit with 2 outs. See if Nunez can keep this thing going. There's the breaking ball right there, outside part of the plate, actually off the outside part of the plate, but Devers has got, he can reach that pitch.
Eduardo, bit of a skid. He's trying to fight his way out of 0 for his last 13. He's grounded out twice tonight, once to short, once to second. 2-0 Detroit. Sox with 4 hits thus far against Fires. There's another one into right field. Devers to second base, pulling on the brakes, and that'll put runners at first and second with 2 down for the second inning in a row.
Yeah, that takes care of the 0 for 13 for Nunez as he takes the base hit to the opposite field. Wide open gap between first and second base, and Nunez will find it with the ground ball. Devers has to play station to station baseball as the ball's actually in Castellanos' glove before he reaches second base.
So another threat. Last inning after 2 down, Betts and Benintendi single, but Bogart struck out. Now after Moreland and Pierce makeouts, Devers and Nunez with back-to-back hits. For Jackie Bradley, who was grounded to second, fly to center, 0 for 2. There's a high fly ball that driven deep into left center field. Jones is back all the way to the wall, leaping up, and he's got it. Boy, you got to hit it a ton here, as Jackie Bradley's found out a couple of times in this ball game. A deep drive to left center, just not deep enough.
Jackie Bradley, but Jacoby Jones covering the ground and makes a very nice catch going back toward that fence. You know, one time in this ballpark, that wall where it is right now was not there. That ball was in play, and you can see Fires fired up.
So twice JBJ has hit it a long, long way, and
yeah,
absolutely nothing to show for it.
Different ballpark, different ball game right now. But we are here at Comerica Park.
And it is the bottom of the 6th inning. Red Sox make a pitching change. Thornburg coming out of the pen to replace Brian Johnson, who went 5. On the hook at the moment, 5 hits, 2 runs. And a right-hander worked last Sunday against Toronto. Made his Red Sox debut on July 8th at Kansas City after coming off the disabled list. Red Sox hoping he can help in the 62 games after this one tonight, and on into postseason play. So far, 5.40 ERA, 2-1. Foul back. So another low-scoring game after the Red Sox grabbed game 1 last night, 1-0. 2-2. Hicks has gone 0 for 2. Look to check, and he did, and that'll be ball 4, so the leadoff man is on. After the game, stay tuned for Red Sox Final presented by Rodenhiser Home Services with Adam, Jim, and Lenny. In the pregame, they highlighted on the Rodenhiser Heat Zone, Andrew Benintendi hot entering the game. Ronnie Rodriguez chilly. Here's how they're doing so far tonight. Both of them are 1 for 2 with a base hit. Sox with 5 hits, Detroit with 5 as well. Victor Martinez now he's reached on an error by Devers. He's also flied to left. Hard hit, base hit. Moreland lunged, couldn't get it. It's a long run for Mookie Betts. Racing around into third is Hicks to stop there. A single for Martinez, and they're on the corners.
Now that breaks up an 0 for 21 for Martinez. He hits that line drive quickly by Mitch Moreland at first base. Looks like he jumps on the fastball right there at Tyler Thornburg, and a topspin line drive that quickly gets by Moreland. The Tigers striking early here in the 6th inning. Walk, base hit, first and third.
Now a man who has not recorded an out tonight, Jeimer Candelario, 2 singles, 2 for 2 with a run, and a strike. So now the Tigers looking for breathing room with nobody out in the 6th. And nice block by Swihart. Made a couple of those tonight. Hicks at third, Martinez at first. Nobody out. And lofted into left center field. Benintendi sizes that up. Hicks back to tag, trying to score. Here's the throw to the plate. It'll be cut off, and the run is in to make it 3-0 and the RBI by Candelario. Plenty deep enough, as it turned out. He'll pick up his 36th RBI.
Hey, you might remember the throw that Andrew made last night that was way off target. At least this one was on target, but cut off by Devers. And there was nobody covering third base. As you can look around, you got to get somebody over there to cover, because the runner also tagged up at first base. There's the throw. Devers is going to cut it. There was no chance they had at home plate. Victor
Martinez moving up to second base on the throw. Here's Ronnie Rodriguez, who has struck out and singled. So 3-0 Detroit. That's right by everybody to the backstop. That'll advance Martinez down to third on a wild pitch. So an out can bring him in.
Silva throws the fastball that time, and Swihart to the backhand. It's really the only option he had on the fastball, is try to go to the backhand and knock it down. Now the Red Sox have to bring the infield in. They're down by 3. They're not coming all the way in because Martinez does not run well.
Ground ball to short. Victor holding at third. Bogarts on target to get him, but a runner staying put at third base.
And a smart call right there by Alex Cora, knowing that Martinez at third base does not run well, probably would not be able to score. You didn't have to bring him all the way in. They were a double play debt. And right there, they're not going to send him, even with infielders back a little bit.
So now everybody backs up to normal depth with 2 away. Iglesias has driven into pair with a second inning double. He's 1 for 2. Blocked off the side of the plate. No advance by Martinez. Swihart has had to be everywhere in this inning. Thornburg beginning to frame by walking the leadoff man. And he's also thrown a wild pitch. Allowed a base hit, an RBI on the sac fly. '93 right through there. So the Red Sox are going to have to fight back from a 3-0 deficit tonight in Detroit. One and two. Jacoby Jones on deck. And if not for a leaping catch up against the right field wall earlier in the ball game, it would be 4-0. Mookie Betts has taken a home run away. Shot into left, pretty well hit. Benintendi back. It's gone. Iglesias pulling a home run. He's had a night. That's a 2-run shot. And this has been a disastrous inning for Tyler Thornburg.
And it all started with a walk. A walk to Hicks to lead off the inning. How about the night for Iglesias? 4 RBIs, a double, a drive in 2, and now the home run. He turned around and fastball inside very, very quickly. They wanted that fastball up. It stays inside, and Iglesias cleans it out.
And that makes it 5-0 Tigers. 2-run double, 2-run homer for the former Red Sox. So the Tigers open it up here in the 6th.
Tomorrow at 12:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU. Adam, Jim, and Lenny will preview the matchup between Chris Sale and Blaine Hardy. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
Auto pitch hammered foul. Jones in the game is flied to right and hit into a 5-4 fielder's choice. 5 runs, 7 hits for the Tigers, nothing across 5 hits for Boston. Weak cut there to make it 1-2.
Yeah, totally fooled out a changeup that time from Thornburg. Well, I'm at my 3-pitch limit right now. Will he swing at the 4th?
He takes strike 3. Side is retired. However, 3 runs up there to make it 5-0 Detroit. Top of the 7th inning, Red Sox are down 5-0 here in Detroit to Mike Fiers, who's been very good. He has scattered 5 hits and shut down the #1 offense in baseball to this point. The lineup without JD Martinez tonight. Ryan Brazier getting going in the bullpen, a right-hander. Swihart has walked, stolen a base, and struck out tonight. Mookie Betts next, and Andrew Benintendi. The last 2 innings, the Red Sox have had a pair of hits against Fiers, but haven't gotten a 3rd hit to bring in a run. The 32-year-old right-hander from Florida. He's really been their best guy, a 6-6 record. Breaking ball hammer to first, fair. Right on the line, Rodriguez to the base for the out, 1 away. Time for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Here's Adam Pellerin. He did. Big time meltdown there. Walking people. Winds up a 1-run victory for the Yankees. They're trying to pull back to within 4.5 of the Red Sox. Mookie tonight 1 for 3 with a single and a home run saving grab and right.
Took about 3 signs off to get to that slider away. Right, left-handed action in the bullpen for the Tigers.
Pitch number 95 is blooped into right field for a base hit, so Mookie has a multi-hit game nonetheless. He's now 2 for 4. This summer, Dunkin's got ice cream inspired iced coffee in flavors you love. Pistachio, cookie dough, and butter pecan. Stop by and grab your favorite. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. This is a limited time offer. A man on for Benintendi, who's gone 1 for 2 with a base hit and has taken a walk. Now hitting .301. Xander Bogaerts on deck. Red Sox looking for some action here. Just trying to get on the scoreboard against Fiers.
Comes the changeup to Benintendi. And a good one.
Fiers a guy who proves that you can compete against good lineups without throwing 100 miles an hour.
He's done a good job, I think, in this game, mixing up his pitches. You know, he's thrown them all. He's got about 5 or 6 of them that he throws, you know, and he's been able to mix them all in this game tonight. So it's been hard, very hard, for the Red Sox to eliminate any pitches from his repertoire because he's been getting them over for the most part.
Giving up just 6 hits. Here's the 2-1. Ground ball and a base hit. Into right center. Betts rounding second. Here's the throw into third. He dives ahead and he is in there. First and third. Maybe the Red Sox getting something going at last.
And that combination has done very well tonight. Betts 2 for 4. Benintendi's been on base 3 times with a walk and now 2 hits as he hits that ground ball quickly by Goodrum.
Gardenhire is now out of his dugout, marching to the pitcher's mound. He has signaled for the bullpen. So the night's going to be coming to an end here for Fiers. Red Sox with back-to-back hits. They do have 6 hits over the last 3 innings. It's been frustrating because no runs yet, but these 2 men do belong to him. Mookie Betts at third and Andrew Benintendi at first. Fire is going to get a well-deserved hand. To this point anyway, shutting out the #1 run-scoring team in Major League Baseball. We'll take the break as well. Bullpen change here. Reliever coming on for Detroit 5-0 Tigers. Did walk 3 men. Nothing charged to him yet, but Betts at third, Benintendi at first are his responsibility. And a former Boston Red Sox, Alex Wilson into the ball game. He was acquired by the Tigers in a Rick Porcello deal in 2014. And they use him a lot. His 34th appearance. Only 1 out. Bogarts tonight 0 for 3. 2 Ks and a grounder to second. Ground ball to third. Snagged by Candelario to second. 1 on to first and double play. Very frustrating ball game for the Boston Red Sox. Hard hit, but Candelario starts the twin killing to retire the side.
Looks like they got to look at this. Red Sox want to take a look at the play at first base. We'll take a look at it. We'll see. Is the ball in the glove before the foot hits the bag? I think that it may have been.
They will not challenge. network for streaming baseball because your stadium should be where you make it. Moments ago, Brazier, the right-hander, coming in on the golf cart. Throwback. Some teams are using those this year to kind of speed up play, hoping it'll have some effect.
Hey, if they offer me a ride from the bullpen, I'm going to take it. That's a long way out there to that bullpen.
Yeah, particularly here. So Ryan Brazier into the ball game. He has 4 appearances with the Red Sox. They've all been scoreless. And hitting 97, 98 on the radar gun. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning here in Detroit. 5-0 Tigers. Red Sox just hit into an inning-ending double play just when it looked like they were starting something. A close play at first base, but Xander Bogaerts was out. And the Red Sox did not appeal. They did not ask for a review. So each side with 7 hits. Red Sox have the lone error. Martin should have a home run, but he was robbed by Mookie Betts in right field in the 3rd inning with a terrific leaping catch by Mookie to take it back.
Obi, Jerry, I'm a little surprised that he came in on the bullpen cart because we overheard several relievers talking about it in the clubhouse today, and they were all joking, saying that they would only do that if it was a dare or if somebody paid them.
I understand only the 2nd relief pitcher to take that option so far, Garen.
Yeah, like I said, maybe he lost a bet. Who knows? Find out later.
I would say won a bet.
Well, I'll tell you this: if he elected to do that on his own, he's going to take some big-time abuse after the game in the clubhouse.
I'm taking the ride.
I'm taking the ride too.
In fact, maybe we can get that back to the hotel. Here's the 1-2 to Martin. And down he goes. That one 97 to smoke him. 1 out in the 7th. Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, and life insurance.
Going upstairs above the swing. That time with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball from Brazier. He is a hard thrower.
Nico Goodrum has gone 0 for 3. A couple of punch outs, a fly to center. 26-year-old switch hitter from Atlanta, Georgia. Signed as a free agent in November. Broke in with the Twins last year. We will see the Minnesota Twins very soon on the upcoming homestand. Twins, Phillies, and the Yankees coming into Fenway beginning July 26. Castellanos on deck. Here's the 0-2. Decent crowd tonight, not nearly as large as last night when they pulled in about 34,000 for game 1. This one started an hour earlier at 6. 0-2. Not there. Well, for the Red Sox tonight, Brian Johnson was solid over 5. He allowed 5 hits, 2 runs. But if this continues, he's going to suffer the defeat. Wave and a miss. Slider got him. Back-to-back Ks. Arbella Insurance Foundation is the proud presenting sponsor of the WEEI Nesson Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon. Arbella donating $50 for every strikeout thrown by a Sox pitcher, up to $100,000. Arbella Insurance Foundation, here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. Castellanos 1 for 3, a single. Bogarts will vacuum that up and set him down. Frazier continues to look good out there. 1, 2, 3 they go. Disappointed Manny Machado went to the Los Angeles Dodgers. This was anticipated as a runaway. 86% are not disappointed. And Machado went all that way. Snagged by Rodriguez on a hot shot by Moreland. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the 8th.
Yeah, the cup almost runneth over, didn't it? 86%.
Yes, that was an easy guess. 1 fast out in the 8th inning. 5-0 here, Detroit. Pierce has gone 0 for 2 with a walk. The Red Sox offensively halting out of the gate since the All-Star break with just 1 run in the first 2 games thus far. Mike Fiers was very good over 6 1/3, but this is not considered a great pitching staff. Red Sox a little bit rusty. And tonight, of course, without JD Martinez. See if JD gets back in there tomorrow. He had that unfriendly meeting with the right field fence. Making a terrific running catch yesterday. And he was a little bit sore as a result of that. He also didn't have any kind of an all-star break. And so Alex Cora sat him tonight. Martine over a bit into the alley. 2 fast outs in the 8th inning.
Tomorrow on an all-new Nesson Clubhouse, you've seen what makes a bat hot, but see what makes a bat break. We are putting them to the test on an all-new Nesson Clubhouse tomorrow morning at 11:30 on Nesson, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts.
2 away for Rafael Devers, coming back to the lineup tonight off the DL. He's 1 for 3 with a single. And he has been charged with an error. 5 runs, 7 hits for Detroit. No runs on 7 hits for the Sox. Boston has stranded 9. Can't say the Red Sox haven't given themselves opportunities the last several innings.
Unfortunately, a lot of those opportunities have been with 2 outs.
Yep, that was the case in the 5th inning. 2 men reached with 2 down. Same in the 6th inning. Hector Velasquez warming in the bullpen. Top of the 8th inning at Comerica. He went the other way. One easy bounce, though, to Candelario, and he'll throw him out. The Red Sox go very quietly here in the 8th inning. Lead as we bring in the bottom half of the 8th inning. That has included a big night from Jose Iglesias, former Red Sox infielder, with a 2-run homer and a 2-run double. Should be noted that Hector Velasquez, entering the ballgame, did take in the golf cart.
That's back-to-back guys, right? Took in the cart tonight. I like the idea.
Hector 6-0 with a 2.66 ERA. 4-0 in his last 25 relief appearances this year. 2-0 in 3 starts with a 2.63 ERA. So in any role, he's pitched quite well. Tigers with a pair of runs in the 2nd inning, 3 runs in the 6th inning. That's all the scoring. Sox only have 1 run since the 2nd half began. So the bats coming out of the break slumbering. Tomorrow, Chris Sale on the mound, and the finale of the series against left-hander Blaine Hardy. Chopper foul at the plate here by John Hicks, who's gone 0 for 2 with a walk. Red Sox have a lot of talented pitchers and guys who've done some things on this roster. But it's just different when Chris Sale is pitching. Every time he takes to the hill, like tomorrow afternoon. Because the anticipation, the expectation is so sky high for something special. Huge strikeout game. Maybe flirting with a no-hitter. Maybe something you've never seen before.
Well, it's the kind of feeling you had when Roger Clemens pitched, when Pedro Martinez pitched. It's the same thing. You know, you didn't want to miss those starts because you just don't know. You don't know, what you might see in those starts. And that's the class that he's put himself in without question.
And it's been developing over the course of the season. That was the feeling all of last year. Early in this season, he was going shorter in his starts. The strikeouts weren't quite as high. But now here in recent weeks where he's been incredibly dominant, that'll be in there for strike 3 to punch out Hicks for out number 1. And the All-Star start, he threw a pitch over 101 miles an hour.
Well, he knew in that game he was going 1 inning. So
well, sure.
So let it loose.
And he did.
Yeah.
Major League strikeout leader Chris Sale. Every time a Red Sox pitcher strikes out a Tiger batter, Lexus will donate $50 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Sale, by the way, now has the lowest ERA in the American League. So he's got the strikeouts as always, the ERA number 1. And the conversation around Chris Sale nationally is he's the best pitcher in the game. Martinez has singled, flied out, and he's also reached on an error. Now over in the National League, they'll talk about, justifiably, Max Scherzer, the Washington Nationals. See where he got into it with Steven Strasburg yesterday?
I did not hear that, no.
Yeah, Strasburg came off the DL, didn't have a good outing. He was lifted from the game. I think it was in the 5th inning. And Scherzer is a bit of a mentor for him. So when Strasburg went to sit down, fly ball, Jackie Bradley approaching. That'll be out number 2. Scherzer went over and they started talking, and it got heated very quickly. I have no idea what was said. No one's revealing what was said. But Strasburg got up. Scherzer was right behind him. They went down the tunnel and disappeared. And it was an angry conversation. There's no question about it.
Take it up to the clubhouse, huh?
That's what they did. And then they kept very quiet about it. And later, when he was asked about it, Strasburg said, "This isn't for you guys. This is a family thing, and you're not part of the family." Meaning we're keeping it in house, and they did. Candelario, the batter, he's gone 2 for 2 with a sacrifice to drive in a run. Scherzer's the guy who called a team meeting after the Red Sox swept the Nationals in D.C. Players only meeting, and I think they're 500 since that meeting, 6-6, something like that.
And he called it before they went to Miami.
Yes, it's the best time to call a team meeting these days. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, you better be careful when you call them. You better be careful who's pitching the next day, what team you're playing the next day.
Sox trailing 5-0. So far, not a lot to get excited about tonight. 2-1. Hector trying to make it a fast 8th inning. Red Sox with a record of 13-2 in the month of July. One punch to Devers, playing shortstop here, and the shift, he gets him. 1, 2, 3 they go. The all-new Subaru Ascent. Love is now bigger than ever this summer. Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Citizens Bank. Visit citizensbank.com. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien, Garen Austin from Detroit. Sun is not set yet. Been a fast-moving night. Red Sox trail 5-0. As we go to the 9th inning already. Nunez to lead things off against Shane Green. Recently reinstated from the 10-day disabled list. Had been out with a shoulder strain. He's their closer. He's number 8 in the American League with 19 saves. Non-save situation obviously here. Just looking to get some work. Our game summary brought to you by Xfinity. So Brian Johnson went 5. He was solid. Right now he's going to take the loss. Benintendi's 2 for 3. Fiers was really the story. The starter for the Tigers, 6 1/3, no runs. He struck out 6. To this point, just kind of a flat offensive series for the Red Sox.
Yeah, it really has been. 1 run last night, nothing on the board tonight. Not unusual. I mean, it happens to all teams, but I'd like to see him break out of it here very quickly.
Yankees did win today, if you missed that, as they beat the Mets. So if the Sox cannot recover here tonight, the lead will be back to 4.5 for Boston as Kelly loosens in the pen. Hopefully. Jackie Bradley on deck. Jackie's had a tough night because he's crushed a couple of fly balls that were caught. One to center, one to the warning track in left field, and that'll be in there for strike 3. Nunez not too happy, but he's caught looking. Time for our refreshing finish, brought to you by Coors Light. Iglesias has had a big evening.
Yeah, he got turned around a fastball from Thornburg inside. That gave him 4 RBIs on the night. He has been the Red Sox killer in this game tonight.
2-run homer, 2-run double for Jose Iglesias. So now Jackie bats with the bases empty and 1 away in the 9th inning. 0 for 3 in the game. Seven hits each. Try to hold up, and a swing and a miss. 0-2. Game number 100. Sox at the moment 39 above 500. Here's the 0-2. Swihart on deck. Good news tonight is the rain has not been a factor. They forecast showers through part of the afternoon and into this evening. It has been dry, and they are expecting rain at sometime tomorrow. Some thunderstorms. Game time 1 o'clock. For the finale of this series, Sale against Hardy. Green with a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox had 3 consecutive innings, the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th, where they had 2 hits in each inning and did not score. He struck him out. 2 up, 2 down. And if the Red Sox do hit a home run, Speedway will donate $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Through the end of August, you can use your Speedy Rewards card when you purchase 3 cooler beverages and receive 1,000 bonus points. So 2 away. Tiger fans anticipating celebrating a win on their feet. Tigers. That one through the shift for a base hit. So he's going to make him have to wait. Blake with his first hit tonight.
Also had a walk back in the third inning with a stolen base to go with that. Stays away from the 1-2-3 ninth with the base hit through the shift.
And extends a hitting streak to 6 in a row. Top of the order's done good work tonight, along with Blake Swihart at the very bottom. Mookie Betts is 2 for 4. Andrew Benintendi is 2 for 3 with a walk. It's the driving them in part where the Red Sox have been lacking in this one. Mookie 2 for 4. Leading the majors at 356. Sox trying to stay alive as the runner goes in for a strike to let him have second base. Not a steal. That is defensive indifference. Benintendi hoping to hit next. He's on deck. To Mookie. Mookie, along with a couple of knocks tonight, has stolen a home run in right field with a great leaping catch to rob Leonis Martin in the third inning. Another one for that MVP resume. One and two.
Big nasty slider right there by Green. Late breaker.
Well, the Red Sox shut out the Tigers 1-0 last night. Detroit trying to return the favor with a 5-0 lead in the ninth and 2 down in game 2. Green with a 1-2 pitch to Mookie Betts. Did not get the call off the corner. 2-2.
Tried to run it back to the outside corner, but not quite enough. That two-seam fastball coming back, but so far everything away from Betts.
Swihart leading at second. He's gone to ball 3. Everything, you're right, away, down, and away.
Yep.
Full count. And 2 down. Most of the Tiger fans on their feet. And the 3-2 to Mookie. Roll to short. Iglesias will glove and fire and got him. And that'll do it tonight. This one all Detroit. Red Sox offense has been pretty quiet 2 nights in a row. They've split the first 2 games. Chris Sale going on Sunday afternoon as we toss it back to Adam.